Добьем, наверное, сегодня делами детективскими. Выехали.
Hello, Miss Lichtman. How long have you been sitting there?
Not long, Mr. Kelso.
You look lovely, Princess. You haven't exactly caught me at my best. It's okay, Miss Lichtman. I'm a big boy. I know how to take my licks.
Please, call me Elsa.
Okay, Elsa? What can I do for you?
I'd like to explain because
I can join the dots, Elsa.
Cole needs your help, Jack. The police department have frozen him out.
Look, you're obviously a brave lady, but you can't fight all Cole's battles for it.
I just wanted to apologize for...
You don't have to apologize. You were right about Elysian Fields. Tell me something. What was Lou Buckwalter's regular job?
He was a carpenter. He built sets for RKO, Warner Brothers.
Set carpenter? Perfect. If you don't mind, Elsa, I'd like to get a little rest now. I've got a lot more dots to join, and it's making my head hurt.
That's perfectly understandable, Mr. Jack. I hope we can meet again under less dramatic circumstances.
I hope so too, Princess. I'd like that.
Принц.
You Kelso?
Who's asking?
Peterson, Assistant DA.
You're in the wrong building, Peterson. This is a hospital.
A wise guy. Let me tell you a story, Kelso.
Can I get the abridged version? My head hurts.
You're a funny guy, Jack.
What do you want, Peterson?
A colorful character mentioned your name. He said that you might know something about...
There's a problem with colorful characters, Peterson. First they send you over a drink, then they buy you dinner, then you get a phone call in the middle of the night for a favor. Try rubbing shoulders with some solid citizens. They're the ones you're supposed to protect.
You finished, Kelso?
For the moment.
I'm going to run for DA, Kelso. The current administration stinks.
And you want me to help?
I'm looking for a DA's investigator. You get a gun and a badge and $120 a month.
I get $150 a month now.
I'm going after the Vice Squad, Kelso. It's going to get me elected.
I've got something better. How about Leland Monroe?
The property developer?
You think I fell down the stairs?
Просточку мне не надо, да? Костюм уже выдали. Фига, у меня палата нехилая. С камином, блядь. Нихуя себе. У меня, блин, квартира хуже выглядит. Это больница.
That's about as good a Pat's job as we can do right now, Mr. Kelso. You're good to go.
Чё я застрял? Это VIP палат. Каждой вещи попался. Интересный бы нашел.
The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory.
Это частная больница? Все частно. Вообще зачем? Лежит. Да, это можно вспомнить. Плотником стоял в декорации для фильмов, как связать ее сон или Ян. Откуда-нибудь рабочий строителей. Делал еще парень по имени Питерсон. Положил на работу в прокуратуре. Следователь по особо важным делам, хотя вряд ли мне долго носить это гордое звание, учитывая, какую собираюсь. Древесина. Финансируемая из частных инвестиций, связанная с отделением Fields. Так, куда идти? Да. Good morning.
Jack,
Бать, ебало.
it's good to see you. You've caught me at a slightly inopportune moment. Can we do this some other time?
Back off, Curtis. Move away from the door.
Jack, there's no call for that.
You're smooth, Curtis. I'll give you that. You try to get me killed and you still manage to be polite about it.
Jack, how could you accuse me of having anything to do with that?
I want to know all about you and Monroe, Curtis. You give it up or I beat it out of you.
Get the fuck out of here, Jack. You're fired. Who do you think you are? Get out of town now while you still have the chance. You have no idea what kind of forces you're dealing with here.
I guess we've exhausted the passive options. Sit tight, Curtis. I'm taking a look around.
Странно. Чё, пьем? Корни. Мне кажется, я пока тут шарил, он бы мне самому мотал.
What exactly do you expect to find, Jack?
Ну, сами не знаю, что это за вино. Firefly. Ежегодный взнос в $1105 страхует Резин Филдс от любого рода ущерба, который может нести раньше
Jack, you've made a terrible mistake.
New
Get out while you can.
сумма более 221 тысячи долларов. Требования компании California Fire and Life. Данный документ подписан в присутствии официально полномочного лица 26 февраля 1947 года. Ущерб, по какому данной строке включает в себя повреждения или убытки от взрыва. Почему бы такой не произошло?
What exactly do you expect to find, Jack?
I knew you were in bed
Знал,
with
что
the Legion,
связано
Curtis.
с Элизием.
Now I know
Я
why.
знаю почему. Погоди. Бокал таки. Пожалуйста. Зубная помада на бок.
Jack, you've made a terrible mistake.
Ты чё?
Get out while you can.
Ладно, это мне все равно ничего бы не дало. Выход, выход рано. Наверное, опася.
How old are you, Princess?
16, mister?
How old are you really?
Nearly 13.
Фига себе. Педофил, блин.
Take love where you can find it as you get older.
Love? That has nothing to do with love, Curtis.
Some might find your romantic notions endearing, Jack. I find them very tiring.
You're finished, Curtis.
That remains to be seen, Jack.
I haven't told you about my new job, Curtis. DA's investigator.
Who do you think the DA reports to, Jack?
Get dressed, you're getting out of here.
He's not so bad. He just lays on top of me and grunts for a few minutes. He's kind. And he buys me nice things.
Get dressed, you're leaving.
She will only come back.
Как же все еще актуальна эта игра. В итоге. Сильно. Малолетки спят с стариками, старики с малолетками, все дела, вот это все. Все что? Ничего.
I want answers, Curtis. So pay attention.
Please, Jack. I'm not a violent man.
Идти для машины.
I don't get it, Curtis. You're vice president of the company. Why take the risk?
It's a simple business transaction, dear boy.
What is it with you people? How can you live any better? You already have houses, cars, yachts.
Greed and avarice are very powerful forces for change, Jack. Combine that with the city's desire for progress, and it's a very heady cocktail. You need to be a very special man to be able to resist that.
Tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
You're talking about the future of Los Angeles. You cannot interfere with these plans.
Information, Curtis.
Business people who have joined forces to meet the demand for new homes.
Так, мне кажется, мне без помощи не обойтись. Ох.
You're lying, Curtis. They're going to burn those movie sets they call houses, and you're carrying the insurance on them.
And how do you prove that, Jack?
У тебя договор лежит. Разве нет?
Rancho Escondido burnt to the ground. California Fire and Life is carrying the paper.
Jack, the best result you could get from insurance would be replacement cost. The stakes are much, much higher.
Why the big payoff in the Buckwalter case? It was bound to bring it to attention.
Who could have predicted this particular confluence of events? Elsa Lichtman as the beneficiary who spurns the cash. The brilliant but flawed detective becoming her lover. And you, Jack, taking their bait.
You buy green lumber and use it to build houses. How do you expect it to end?
Mr. Monroe has a fine reputation for building houses. What would I know about his choice of building materials?
Он лжет по идее все время.
You smug son of a bitch. You're lying again. It's an insurance scam, pure and simple.
And how do you prove that, Jack? My assessors wrote the policies on the houses.
Махинация со страховкой.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
Домик, кстати, что там делался?
Give me what I need or I'll beat it out of you.
It's all there in the case file, if you know what to look for.
Very neat, Curtis. Maybe I can't work it out, but Phelps can. He may be many things, but he is one of the best detectives the LAPD has ever had.
Можно его выставить? Есть. Я ничего сказал, какой, что за папка? Все там в папке с этим делаешь, ты знаешь, что искать. Это
To get all of the stockholders, I need to follow the paper trail.
блять, надо лазить. Надо как Бенсон является владельцем 2000 акций долларов.
cart is marked, Jack. You'll have an unfortunate accident if you don't leave town.
Your California isn't the same as mine, Mr. Benson. Not at all.
My heart is a hobo.
I'm just going up to my office, Barty. Gotta check over some files.
Take the elevator. First door on the right when you come out. You know the way, Kelso.
So, Curtis, what is it you don't want me to see?
Я же это все смотрел. Тут не $900, по-моему, там 1000.
Insured replacement value for the house is $900. Current value of the house and land is $3,500. Christ, how many of these dumps are we carrying on the books?
There's got to be more in these files.
Еще.
There's something else in that report. I know it.
Блин. Вон, блин, не видно.
34 degrees, 4 minutes, 29 seconds north. 118 degrees, 17 minutes, 58 seconds west.
I have a Detective Phelps of the LAPD here to see you.
Have a seat, Cole. Where's the go-between? She's awful easy on the eye for a foreign girl.
Does that private dick petter actually work on anyone, Kelso? It's not your style. You were always a little more direct.
This is your dime, officer.
Would you have helped me if I asked, Jack? A little chuck on the shoulder, shot of Semper Fi.
Fuck you, Cole. Be a man. Why send a woman to do your dirty work? You're a cop. Why do you want my help?
I thought a PI might be a little more discreet.
I'm no gumshoe. I used to be an investigator for this company before your investigation got me fired.
sorry to hear that, Jack. Sorry about a lot of things.
Is that an apology, Cole?
It's a feeble attempt at one, yes. Look, Jack, it's a murder case, and I need help to solve it.
So what's it got to do with Elysian Field's developments?
They're in it somehow. The flyers keep turning up whenever I find a domestic fire.
They're boosters. Stiffing GIs for deposits, making them wait months for a throw-up house. They're already making more money than they can count. What's turned them into killers?
So you believe me?
This is why you dragged me into the Buckwalter case.
Look, Jack, I'm sorry. But if not for me, do it for some of the poor saps who are dying. Or some of the leathernecks who are getting grifted. How about it, Jack?
I know you, Cole. You're still beating yourself up over that medal on Sugarloaf. The medal you think you didn't deserve, but you just don't get it. Nobody deserves a medal. It's just the ridiculous situation you find yourself in and how you react to it. You think you failed up on that hill. But courage isn't a tap you can turn on or off. Courage isn't permanent. It's a tenuous and fickle thing. Courage and cowardice exist in every man. Get over it.
You got it off your chest.
I guess I have.
Can you help me, Jack?
I'm thinking about it. The Hall of Records is the place to start.
Просто не повесили.
Hello there. You need some help there, sir?
The Land Registry Office. Where is it?
Just up the stairs.
Thanks.
Вверх по лестнице. Land Register Office.
I'd like to see the company details of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Certainly, sir. Just this way.
All those suburban sons of bitches ought to be listed in here.
Наши ключики.
Courtney, for God's sake, what's he got to do with this?
Что за порт?
I'd like information on a plot of land.
Okay, do you have the address?
Not exactly. It's a new lot. I have the coordinates. 34 degrees, 4 minutes, 29 seconds north. 118 degrees, 17 minutes, 58 seconds west.
All right, that makes it a bit more difficult. Come with me.
Что за порт? Здесь
I believe that is in the Wilshire area. Here.
А, это только то. Шейн, санитар. которых на войне убивал. Ох, ядрить. Да за что? 34 градуса.
4 minutes, 29 seconds north. 118 degrees, 17 minutes, 58 seconds west.
18, 17, 58.
Was 34.4.29 latitude, and I'm looking for 118.17.58 on the longitudinal axis.
Вот он.
34 degrees, 4 minutes.
Ой.
The lot number's 1876988.
Unfortunately, that is just the beginning. We have at least 1 million lot numbers in the Los Angeles area. Registrations are in alphabetical order. You need to convert your lot number to a letter.
How do I do that?
Over here, use this adding machine. There are 90,000 entries to a book, so divide your lot number by 90,000.
1876988 divided by.
А я не успел. Какое число? 87, 69, 88. 9. 80. Delete. Калькулятор, ёпта.
1,876,988 divided by 90,000.
Раз.
20.
A starts at 0.
Добавь к
so you
этому
have to add 1
единицу,
to your
потому что
number.
А начинается с
21.
нуля.
That number is your letter of the alphabet. Once you have the letter, find the right
Мне
I.
нужно найти ряд
You are in
этой буквы и
business.
ее дело в шляпе.
You do this every day?
Буква английского алфавита У. Я не понял, почему У. Место обрушения здания по грифу У.
Let's see what the site is worth to them.
Так.
1876988. The book value is $350. With the new home in place, the improved value of the property
Посмотрительного
is
дома сейчас
$3,500.
подросла до
They can make a killing.
Не наварно, как
How do they
они
pull it
покруче.
off?
Оба. Головы. Впав, сука.
Know why I plumbed for the caddy? The extra trunk space.
А, это те ребята.
One thing you learn in the war, boys. You do your talking once the smoke clears.
Багажник засунули. Ох ты. Ты смотри, а. Хитер как лис. И пропустить, конечно же, нельзя.
Know why I plumbed for the caddy?
А нет, можно пускай. Фига себе. Есть волшебная кнопка, блять. К концу игры только нашел ядрить. С ума сойти. Выходи. Я знаю, что оружие посолиднее. Саном обечь, я вам сейчас устрою тут. Вьетнам, блядь. Он живой? Серьезно?
Keep on going. I need a word, Courtney.
That's okay, Jack. You didn't need to come all the way down.
It's important, Courtney.
How can I help?
Tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
What are you talking about?
Don't fuck with me, Courtney!
Jack, I swear, I don't know what you're talking about.
How does your name appear as one of the investors in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
You're out of your mind.
I was down at the Hall of Records checking on a property company called Elysian Fields Developments. Their funding comes from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Seriously, Jack, I have no idea.
Your name is there, Courtney, with some pretty interesting company. The mayor, the district attorney, some dirty cops, and your buddy, Dr. Harlan Fontaine.
Dr. Fontaine?
Spill it, Courtney. I want all of it. Fontaine and the rest.
Fontaine took the morphine off our hands. Look, Jack, I know you said to get rid of it, but it's okay. I did something good for once. He reinvested the money for us. That's it. That's what's happening. They're building houses for GIs, Jack. I turned a mistake into something beneficial. Something that's gonna help out the guys.
Courtney, they're building matchstick houses. They're going to burn them for the insurance money. They'll probably stiff the poor bastards for the deposits.
Please, Jack. Say it isn't so. Harlan's a doctor. A good one. He helps out a lot of people.
Looks like he's helping himself, Courtney. You're the fall guy. Who's asking?
Leyland Monroe.
I was wondering when you'd get around to calling.
I'd like to meet with you, Mr. Kelso.
I bet you would, Mr. Monroe. But I value my skin highly enough to not want to meet with you. Why don't you just send some more of your boys around and we'll have a nice cup of tea?
You realize that I could make you a very wealthy man, Mr. Kelso.
Better than $220 a month?
You're a very witty man, Kelso. Substantially better.
I'm going to have to let it slide, Mr. Monroe.
Are you haggling with me, Jack?
I might be.
Come around to my place at 9. 5164 Santa Monica Boulevard. You'll come?
I might. Good night, Mr. Monroe.
Миссис Монро.
I appreciate the help, all of you.
Парни
We can remember this
плюс
later.
своих.
I want a minimum of noise and no prisoners.
No prisoners?
На войне.
This isn't Peleliu, Jack.
These guys
Ой,
are
это
grifting
водительский
GIs.
автобус.
That's what they do for a living.
It's okay, Jack. We all feel the same way. Just hasn't turned out quite the way we imagined.
Let's get it done. Teams of 2 at the ready.
Вали всех на бок. О, чё? Чувак, всё нормально? Я тут не помешаю. You bastard. Пошли там с ППШ, блядь. Следующий. Шляпа этот светит.
All right, man, hold the perimeter. I got personal business with Mr. Leland Monroe.
Держать периметр.
Throw out the gun!
Хожу в хату. Ну.
Keep on going, Jack.
Я что-то пистолет. Культивер, бля. Оу. Оу.
You're a very sweet-looking girl to be holding such a big gun.
I know how to use it, mister.
I'm sure you do. So how about pointing it over there in the direction of Hollywood instead of at me, Princess?
You're quite the wise guy.
I don't normally shoot women, Princess. How about putting the cannon down?
Не. Табу.
I didn't think you had the guts, sweetheart. I was never very good at reading women. Monroe! Where are you, damn it?
God damn!
God damn.
Jack Kelso.
That's my opening negotiating position.
Crazy son of a bitch. How did you get in here?
Ты не слышал выстрела, как мы сюда попали?
Bleeding to death. Get me a doctor.
I thought I had an invitation, Monroe. Your boys outside were certainly expecting me. That's my second offer.
You sadistic bastard. What do you want?
I'm going to take a look around, Monroe. Then I want you to tell me what you know about the mayor and those Trojan houses that you're building.
Блядь, шлепнуть было здесь и все. Что за бред нахер? Искать. В сейфе только и смотреть. О, бабки. Можно парочку пачек? Имя количество. Так. Girls 450, World 200, Under 900, Noire 50, Brenda 1100, 50, Серлен 900, Рой Эрл 450, Ножный наш коп есть, Рой Эрл Россия, Мэлли Сэндлер 5 Эрл. Вот мы это делаем. Там доконтролирует, что является владельцем акций. Тут развитие пригорода. Моя стоимость пропущена. Нет, $100. Я так полагаю, у тебя пакет акций будет побольше, чем Бенсон. Крутая полиция. Полный досье на доктора Харлана. И наркотик, посмотрите в окрестности. Пользуясь своим положением психиатра, он сбывал наркоторговцам и наркоманам больше партий контрабандного морфина, который давал за лекарства для пациентов, в кавычках. С 18 3 февраля 47 за незаконное хранение на 22 человека, которые утверждали, что эти лекарства снятие симптомов психических расстройств. Полицейские, проводившие арест, не обратили внимания на скорость этих случаев. В силу малозначительности этих преступлений этого факта наблюдались 4 разных отделения. Никаких действий не было. В сентябре после длительного допроса подозреваемый Барклай назвал имя своего способника День. 10 килограмм допроса. Барклай утверждал, что организованные им сделки Фонтейн выступил в роли продавца. Согласно данным дела нравов Приер 9 августа, затем 6 сентября Фонтейн посещал кофейный магазин на Бульвар, принадлежащий майору Харрису Коэну. ты задержался внутри дольше, чем на час. 14 сентября, спустя 2 дня после последнего визита в магазин, партия морфина стоимостью $4000 была перевезена из дома в Бринтвуде в складское помещение на востоке центра города, откуда морфин бесследно исчез. По мнению этого полицейского, доктор Харлан Фонтейн является важной фигурой в деле незаконного оборота и распространения наркотиков в Лос-Анджелесе и имеет тесные связи с криминальными структурами. Буду держать его под пристальным наблюдением до тех пор, пока не удастся собрать необходимые улики для доказательства его вины. Руэрл. Дел нравов. Умно. Сохранительный место компромат на Фонтейна. Страховка.
The Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Remind me what they say about absolute power, Monroe.
Fuck you,
Он там сейчас кровью зайдет.
ambulance already.
Газет. Фонд развития пригод обещает построить 10 тысяч новых домов.
Dr. Fontaine, I need to speak with you urgently.
Sit down. Please, sit down.
Tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
It's the fund we are using to channel money into the development of new houses.
Why is my name on the board of managers?
Technically, you are a major contributor. Please, Courtney.
Those houses are a sham, Doctor. They're going to be burned for the insurance.
That's a scandalous allegation, Courtney. Do you have any proof?
Jack Kelso, an investigator for California Fire and Life, has seen them. He was almost killed when he found out what was going on.
I don't know what to say. I feel that I have been duped. Who do you think is behind this subterfuge?
Jack says it's a property developer named Monroe.
Yeah.
He said it goes all the way to the mayor.
Ему вмажет.
Believe that I was involved.
I don't know what to believe anymore, Doctor. I hope that you weren't involved.
Thank you for your trust, dear boy. Be still, Courtney. All of your troubles are finally over. Let them go. Let them drift away.
Нормально? Монро. Дела. Что говорить? Я не все нашел, что еще искать. Я слышу, выкладываю, что тут, что у тебя еще есть.
Some sold up.
Покупал землю. Другие явно не знали, что эти дети уже не осталось.
There's too much money at stake.
Денег
Kingdoms
можно.
rise and kingdoms fall, Monroe. Ask the Emperor of Japan.
Have some fucking mercy!
Operator, put me through to Phelps, arson squad. Yeah, Biggs, it's Jack. I'm at Monroe's. He's in a talkative mood. If you get here in a hurry, you might get something before he bleeds to death. Elsa.
Oh, thank God.
Where? Fontaine. Dead? Former patient.
So that crazy son of a bitch finally came back for a checkup.
It's Monroe. He's raving.
You want information, cocksucker. You get me some medical help.
I've got to go, Herschel. Monroe's negotiating again. Do you want my final offer, Leland? Tell me how I find the guy who has Elsa.
Not Casey. He did whatever Fontaine asked. He had some kind of power over him. He did all the fires, and then he went off the rails. I don't have a fucking name! He worked as a bug sprayer. Get me a goddamn doctor! Kelso, you son of a whore! Get me a goddamn doctor!
План развития пригорода прервали раз. Похвально. Остался на лейке.
Jack, there's a statewide APB out on him.
Jack's okay. He has something up his sleeve. He's not worried about being caught.
How do we help?
We go after the other side of the equation. Jack has a legion and its cronies running scared. We go after the doctor and some of the other guys.
But the whole department breathing down our necks.
It's time for action, Herschel. It's time for change. Jack's crossed the Rubicon and we have to be on the other side.
What was that?
Something big.
Бомбу сбросить.
Those Rusky sons of bitches that dropped the H-bomb on us?
Calm down, Herschel.
Шо русский сразу?
I'm not waiting for an invitation.
Чё так сразу русский?
Head for the cloud. KGPL can give us the details on the way.
All units, 2077 reports of an explosion.
Все, Вторая мировая. Эй. Пойти. Еще пеплом зафигарил. Как ехать? Нет. Чувак, иди давай, задрал.
You're behind the wheel.
Ща будет. Городские пейзажи разглядывать.
We have looters around the corner. Cut them or put them down. We need to get this area under control.
Которые. Да. Хотел его остановить, но пришлось пристрелить.
Commander will want us to see him. Let's go.
Jesus. I'd never seen nothing like this.
I wish I could say the same. Like a bomb's gone off. Jesus Christ. Poor people.
We gotta find out what went down.
What in God's name happened here?
Wasn't nuclear. If it was, we'd all be dead from the radiation.
That's reassuring. What's radiation?
Everyone inside the factory was vaporized. Look at the size of that crater.
What's going on over there?
The mayor's going on television, appealing for calm.
Television. Who can afford one of those things?
Something to go up?
We're looking at the remains of Nicholson electroplating. I have an idea of what might have caused the explosion. I'm only guessing. Have a look around the rubble, see if you come up with it.
Worlds turn upside down.
Then it's time for us to do our jobs.
Vaporized.
Персональный плейтинг. Гребёный ж заживо просто.
That's it, Mr. Mayor. We're wrapped.
Well, good. Thank you very much, son. And think it went okay?
Couple of hiccups, sir, but that's to be expected. Nobody's ever done this before. Get better with practice.
That maybe goes for me too, son. Made it a little more somber. What do you think, son?
No, Mr. Mayor, you came across as, very resolute.
We have. Oh.
Шма. Боже.
Don't think this is anything.
Это думаю, 4 трупа страшно.
Hey, detective! I think I got something here.
Что это наш?
Any idea what this is?
Very large egg cup.
Viking
Viking helmet.
есть шлемитника, почему я знаю.
Let's put it back together.
Чтобы собрать обратно. И, нет, часть какого-то аппарата, может, самолет.
It doesn't appear to be connected.
Башмак ничего не даст.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
This is going to help us.
Шайба чья-то.
I think I found something over here.
Что-то нашел. Супер лондри, квитанция номер 22620. Кажется, больше ничего не осталось, можем проверить бирку химчистки. Химчистки.
Detective, you seen this yet? Come take a look.
Blew the locker open, but shielded the contents. Let's see what we got in here.
Only OSS agents use these things. We'll need to get the film developed to see if there's an
Открыть пленку,
espionage
конечно,
angle.
не связан ли это с шпионажем.
Any ideas, Herschel?
None that I care to utter for public consumption.
В карман. Томоко Окомато. Научный сотрудник.
Tomoko Akamoto. Japanese name.
What is it?
Что ж такое? Мне расшифровано написано, что шифр немцы используют подобное во время войны. Шифровальные кольца. Умеешь с ним обращаться? Пробуй, значит, если такому учишь. Вена, блядь. Я это не учился, блядь. Используется ЦИ, выбрать это. Первая буква. Остальное сообщение должно само. Че? Первая буква. Первая буква это ключ к шифру. Может, надолго. H равно K. Прикольно, чё. Прощайте внешний плюс, пока не покажет какой-то букву шифр. Внешний. М. Чё? H равно K. что за бред? Чертовщина. НП. Как это вообще связано? Что за дичь? Это немцы, конечно. Мое уважение. Ладно. Я уже накосячил. Первые буквы — это ключ к шифру. Е. Так, уже понял, что от меня хотят. G потом G L A U X. А, типа я сопоставил H равно K и пошло-поехало. Все понятно. С, Б.
It's an address.
Я спрашиваю.
133 North Vermont Avenue.
Ну, это Вермонт Авеню. Немцы атакуют уже. Я закончилась. Они все продолжают бомбить.
Doesn't tell me anything.
Ну, какая? Какая? Нога, рука. Сила. Нужен телефон. Что, господа, скажите?
No, I don't think I have time for you right now. Make an appointment with my assistant, detective.
Понял.
I'm Fred Nicholson.
This is your place?
What's left of it? 32 years of work up in smoke.
Can you tell us what happened?
Our chief chemist, Harold McClellan, was using this area to test the new process.
What exactly is this new process?
That's classified information, sir.
Без закрытой информации. Нам все сейчас нужно. Блин, что делать?
We'll need a word. Has anyone accounted for him yet?
Not that I've heard, no, but look around you, kid. Do you like his chances?
Who is Tamako Akamoto?
Dr. McClellan's personal assistant. She came highly recommended.
So you hire a chemical whiz kid and his assistant without checking either one of them out?
Hindsight is a great thing, Detective. And I should have looked more closely at their references.
What can you tell us about McClellan?
A brilliant chemist. He approached me a few months ago with the idea for the new process.
So no one has ever done this before?
No, but it's legitimate research.
Does McClellan have any friends in town, Mr. Nicholson, family that we could talk to?
Well, he hadn't been in town long when we met, so no family. I don't think he had time for friends. He kept to his lab and his work.
Чё неправильно, серьезно? Погоди, так не пойдет. Блять, я же не сохранился там ни хрена. Я даже по этим вещам не посмотрел, что у меня есть. Я ничего не угадал. Дальше продолжить. А я, с одной стороны, давить на него не хотелось. На владельца завода. Хотя, блин, было надавить. Я откуда начну? Вот сейчас интересно. Блять.
Jesus.
I'd never seen nothing like it.
ЦТР
I wish I could say
убил.
the same. Like a bomb's
Он хоть и нашел кнопку скип.
World's turned upside down.
That's it, Mr.
And it's
Mayor.
time for us to do our job.
Ладно, еще быстренько пробежимся.
Son. Think it went okay? Couple of pickups, sir, but that's to be expected. Nobody's ever done this before.
Hey, detective! I think I got something here.
Any idea what this is?
What do you think, sir?
A very large egg cup? A Viking helmet? How would I know, Phelps? Try putting it back together.
Looks to me like some kind of machine component. An airplane part, maybe.
Detective, you seen this yet? Come take a look.
Blew the locker open, but shielded the contents. Let's see what we got in here. Only OSS agents use these things. We'll need to get the film developed to see if there's an espionage angle. Any ideas, Herschel?
None that I care to utter for public consumption.
Tomoko Akamoto. Japanese name.
What is it?
A substitution cipher. The Germans used them in the war. These are cipher rings.
You know what to do with them?
Maybe. I used them in OCS. These first letters are the cipher. The rest of the message should align itself.
Сейчас я что-то не понял. А, блять. Ёб твою мать.
It's an address. 133 North Vermont Avenue.
found something over here.
Тут что нож? Кто кричал? Ты что ли биться? Ничего. А. Чисто написано.
Looks like all that's left. We can try the laundry tag.
Вообще какая-то муторная затея. Ой, душота какая-то.
I'm Fred Nicholson.
This is your place?
What's left of it? 32 years of work up in smoke.
Владелец.
Can you tell us what happened?
Our chief chemist, Harold McClellan, was using this area to test the new process.
And what exactly is this new process?
That's classified information, son.
A lot of people died here, Mr. Nicholson.
Дай мой еще закрыть.
Press and tell them it was your fault. What is the new process?
A way to chemically polish
И так
aluminum.
было сразу.
It's traditionally done by hand. It's extremely labor intensive. The process could be worth millions.
Who is Tomoko Akamoto?
Dr. McClellan's personal assistant. She came highly recommended.
By whom?
By Dr. McClellan. He insisted I hire her. I know what you're gonna say. But you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, do you?
Врал мне, врет что ли, блядь?
What can you tell us about McClellan?
A brilliant chemist. He approached me a few months ago with the idea for the new process.
So no one has ever done this before?
No, but it's legitimate research.
Че я в прошлый раз ответил?
McClellan have any friends in town in the Nicholson family that we could talk to?
Well, he hadn't been in town long when we met, so no family. I don't think he had time for friends. He kept to his lab and his work.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Nicholson. Can you send us Dr. McClellan and Miss Akamoto's personnel files?
I will if I can find them.
By the way, we also found the collar of a shirt. It has a laundry tag.
Likely to be Dr. McClellan. And the majority of people who work here don't use a laundry service.
To national news here on KTI.
И чуть бок воздушного винта нас.
Detective Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Can you speak to someone at the Army Air Force Base for me, please?
Of course, Detective.
Tell them I have what I believe is an aircraft part. It's polished metal, light for its size. It looks like a cone of some sort. It's stamped on the inside. P&W Wasp Major R4360.
I'll get back to you, Detective, when you check in for messages. Anything else?
I need an address for Superior Laundry Services.
Closest store to your location is in Wilshire, 4766 Melrose Avenue.
Thanks for your help. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going? You think McClellan went up in smoke? Or is he still alive?
You'd ask the same question about Tomoko Akamoto.
I guess you could. You got an answer.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Woman and child to save a little food every day. And that's
Well, well. Why the cloak and dagger retained Miss Akamoto?
Первая квартира.
Somebody turned the place over.
О, черт. Здравствуй.
You think I could fit in there? I couldn't fit in there.
I'd like to think you would have had something more to say about getting shoved in a fridge, Herschel.
Это нашли пушку.
One in the head.
Одну в голову, одну в сердце, в упор.
Point blank. James Lindbergh. Very expensive watch. Favored by flyboys. I always wanted one as a kid.
That's funny. As a kid, all I wanted was some food on the table.
Я тоже мечтаю. Надо кольцо изученного заведения. Отставки, полиция Лос-Анджелеса. Кто-то бронил. Знаешь, что такое биться?
Sure.
что, так даю всем, кто на пенсию уходит. А, это ретарит точно. Возболом Диаблос.
Take a smarter man than me to connect that.
Кажется, выстрелили здесь. Оттащили. Такая же безделушка.
Looks like we have a match.
Опа. Там дамочка. Томат. Пленка.
Microfilm. A document shrunk to the
Да,
size of your
размер.
thumbnail.
Хотя... На зрение этой тетки. Это девушка, что ли? Найти, изучить все зацепки в квартире. Логично.
Biggs, edge 525. I'll need a couple of black and whites at 133 North Vermont Avenue, Wilshire. We'll need an ambulance in the corner. Probably a team from technical services as well.
Чё он не взял пленку? Всё. И только липку пометил. Хотя, может, мне потом расскажут все это дело.
You're behind the wheel.
Поехали все. Хамычисты.
What do you need? Phelps and Biggs, LAPD. We have one of your laundry tags. Can you tell us who it might belong to?
Are you kidding? I got work to do, Mac. Here's the customer book. Knock yourself out.
Я в прошлый раз к нему пришел, дай мне, говорит, знаешь, кто такой? Да, ничего не знаю. Вот бери журнал, смотри. 2620. Оскар Хангстром.
Who is Hangstrom?
Может, он тоже работал на заводе, его адрес есть?
No. Dead end. Thank you for all your help, sir.
Сэр. Лучше пробивать. Пинкет.
Fix that. I got a message from Lindbergh Field. An airplane tech there identified your part.
Он говорит, бок воздушного винта, туалет Корсара, туалет Б-50. Становится по центру винта и защищает крепление. Военная деталь. Послушай, белого гуся 8 двигателей. Ему чувствует для проверить.
I need an address for an Oscar Hangstrom. Thanks.
Вымышленное имя. Читоли.
You drive. I need to go over the case now.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Use
Gentlemen, can you state
aircraft.
your business?
Detectives, Phelps and Biggs, LAPD. We're investigating the explosion. We have reason to believe there may be a link to Hughes' aircraft.
I'm sorry, I can't help you there, Detective. Without authorization from military HQ, you won't be allowed onto this facility.
What seems to be the problem, gentlemen? Hey, Biggs. You're not still with the LAPD.
Right so, mates. Can you help us out here?
Sure. What seems to be the problem?
We're working the big explosion at the electroplating plant. Found a part there that belongs to one of your planes.
I work head of security for Mr. Hughes now. I'll take full responsibility. I'm sure we can clear this up. Follow me. It's the big hangar. You can't miss it.
Who is Mapes? What's his connection to Howard Hughes?
Vernon Mapes used to work Advice. Word is he runs fuck pads for Hughes' starlets.
A pimp. Earl and Mapes would seem.
Mapes was the role model for creeps like Earl.
Follow me.
Good day, miss.
Century Broadcasting. KTI Radio is a member of the ACB network. American Century Broadcasting. Broadcasting at 760 kilohertz.
That thing really fly?
Mr. Hughes believes so. Amazing, isn't she? So?
This is the spruce.
Jesus Christ, Biggs. You want to get me fired? Mr. Hughes hates that fucking man. It's the H-4 Hercules to you.
You mind answering a few questions, Mr. Mapes?
Call me Vernon, kid. Fire away.
Бывший полицейский начальник службы безопасности. Бывший полицейский.
You know anything about the explosion that happened at Nicholson Electroplating this morning?
No more than anyone else. Heard the boom while I was shaving. Almost shit my pants. Thought it was Pearl all over again.
Руки отвлеклись.
But you had no personal contact with any of the employees. And you have no idea what caused the explosion.
I'm in security. I handle Mr. Hughes' personal interests, if you get my meaning. I'm not directly involved in manufacturing.
Do you know Tomoko Akamoto?
Never heard of the broad. Why?
Глаза отводит.
You don't happen to wear an LAPD tie pin, do you, Mapes?
Sometimes. I have a couple of them for my days on the force.
Нашли одну. Режим. Что там? Есть режим. Всем прямой полиции Лос-Анджелес. Случается, осталась парочка. Плане.
Do you know the chief chemist at Nicholson Electroplating, a Harold McClellan?
I've heard of the guy. He was pitching some fancy process to the company.
Макларен вообще. Это, короче, все сомнения.
Did Hughes have a contract with Nicholson?
Hey, kid, lose the tone. Hughes has contracts with every plating shop in LA.
We'd like to discuss these contracts with Mr. Hughes.
This kid's a riot, Grace. See Howard Hughes? Harry Truman has to make an appointment to see Howard Hughes.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Mapes. Do you mind if we have a look around while we're here?
Sure. Knock yourself out.
Want to take a look inside? Can't hurt.
Женщина. Может. Есть. Блин, чем еще весь ангар рассматривать? Серьезно, что ли? Мне, скорее всего, только надо самолет посмотреть. Вообще ничего особо. Да, наверное, двигатель. Не дадите мне его? Эти двигатели, может, полностью одной из них? Посмотрим. О. Что, посмотреть не дадут? Нельзя спуститься. А, у меня есть лестница. Погоди. Льняное масло. Видимо, он должен быть найти. Льняное масло. Да, долгота.
Latitude 24 degrees 15 minutes north, longitude 76 degrees 0 minutes west.
Это.
.76 degrees west. this is exactly. The Bahamas.
Что,
Somebody's
сразу
already
нашел,
got
что
their
ли?
maiden flight planned.
Семь, шесть, 00, 24, 15. Я профессионал.
Check Mapes
Any
office,
ideas?
but easy does it. You find something, you can turn that quick.
Что смотрел? Мне вот честно, почему наверху ничего нет.
Thing of beauty, isn't she? Ah, well. You probably got places to be.
What do you think?
Check Mapes office, but easy does it. You find something, you can turn nasty pretty quick.
Кабинет.
This isn't.
По подозрение падает, конечно, на него, потому что зажим валяет бывшего полицейского. Мари Макдональд защитит тело. Что держит тебя на контакте.
Contract to RKO?
Yeah, I bet he does.
Тело. Без палева такой его кабинет завалились.
Seems irrelevant.
Любит в синюю комнату бегать.
Don't think this is anything.
Help me out.
We should search the hangar. Something tells me we won't get another chance to tour around here.
Еще раз обыскать ангар. Уверен. Ну, пойдем, может, движки посмотрим. Их можно смотреть.
Is that a Pratt & Whitney 4360?
Sure is. You know your motors.
Do you mind if I take a look at the prop splitter?
We're getting her ready for sea trials, so be quick about it.
Мы смазываем алюминиевые детали льняным маслом. Нет окисления.
Let's see what Baker has for us.
функцию отделения. По-моему, на том не было никакого моста.
Thanks for the tour, Mapes.
Always happy to help the department. Hey, don't I know your face from the papers? You're the cop that's stripping that German broad.
Чё все знают?
I think you got the wrong guy, bro.
Когда собака уже знает, что я сплю с этой немкой.
Can you drive to this one?
So where do you want to go?
Сначала на неизвестный адрес. Граффити, часть адрес. Вторая стрит.
So McClellan was selling his new process to Hughes and cutting out Nicholson.
It's that way. This would never go all the way up to Hughes. They don't make good stuff like this.
Someone like Mapes?
The word middleman was invented for guys like Mapes.
I want to make homicide. You know you've got it made when you get to that desk.
I want to make homicide. You know you made it.
Any messages for me, Hopkins?
Not many you'd want to hear. Newspapers wanting interviews and rookies cussing you out mostly.
Nothing else.
Pinker wants you in tech services. Maybe you'll be more popular downstairs.
Mouthpiece store strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Hey, Cole. You're not winning any popularity contests upstairs, you know.
Where do you stand?
I think you're a good cop, but I try and stay out of politics.
Everybody tries to stay out of politics, Ray.
Well, don't quote me on it, but I'm hoping that Parker will get the job and clean this place up. I have your photographs. You can use the magnifier. There's quite a lot of detail.
Very funny.
I think you're right, Ray. We have our man. You take a nice photo, Phelps.
Ничего особенного.
Bringing the Watcher a match for our John Doe. He's obviously the competitive bid. Can you get this over to Lockheed so we can get a name for this guy?
It's already on its way.
Howard Hughes,
Говард Хьюз,
millionaire
промышленник,
industrialist,
миллионер,
lawyer,
авиатор,
and
любимец
playboy.
женщин.
And Vernon
Вернон
Mapes,
Мейп, бывший
ex-dirty
правый
cop,
коп и посредник
business
после
fixer.
слишком. Даже. Это охранник. О,
I found a similar tie
Даже.
pin along with a dead guy in a fridge.
Формула химическая.
Excellent photography, Tomoko. So Tomoko had the goods on McClellan. Too bad they blew the place to hell. this McClellan? Can anyone make out the street number behind him?
Are you kidding? With my eyesight?
Улица какая-то. Не поможет? Она знакомый бампер 901.
Cole, can you help me with a little experiment? Use the eyedropper in front of you. One drop from each of the bottles on the desk. Place the drops in the petri dish.
Блин, что сам капнуть не можешь? Водная кислота.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that desk.
Мое масло. Дигидрит. Ай, блядь. Сучья ляжка.
It's okay, guys. Just a little experiment.
Can you guys knock it off? Everyone's still jumping from that bang this morning.
Very funny, Ray. You just took a couple years off my life expectancy.
Did the same trick to me about an hour ago.
So that was the stuff that caused the explosion.
I think so. Acetic anhydride is almost as explosive as nitro, and when mixed with perchloric acid, it's very unstable. It needs to be cooled constantly. We used linseed oil, but you could add any organic compound to trigger an explosion.
3 little drops.
Yeah, and they were using a 100-gallon vat.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn...
Уксусный гидрант, льняное масло.
Guy gave his wife a cat. I said all's fair in love and war.
Какой-то индиклидин.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Hey, fuck you!
You know the way. We can drive.
Where exactly are we going?
Не к добру, бля. Руки вверх. Не бензином. Он керосин, если не ошибаюсь, он тут повсюду разлит.
It's all around the floor.
Плохое предчувствие. Блять. Он. Компания Майами, набран богами.
Hangstrom was flying today on TWA.
Hangstrom is dead, Cole. Why leave you
Чего
take
стресс уберет?
Maybe just cleaning up.
Как заметает следы. Оскар Хэнкстон. Жена Анжелик. Химик. Ну.
Hangstrom and McClellan are the same man.
Один тот человек. А черт! Через окно, да. Блять. Ах ты петушара. Ну, проехал. Он на перерез. И он гоняет. Блять, бабка. Да она сама, блять, лезла. Колес. Блин, да что такое? Да ну серьезно. Да. Гад.
Shit. You security men, Cole. Stay on base. Knock them off the road if you have to, but stay on that fucker. I'm getting tired. That ought to slow the son of a bitch down.
Блять, еще один. Что это, блядь? Я столько дэмэджа получил. Че, не успел, что ли?
We're gonna have to go through all the security men first. I hope you're ready for a fight, Cole.
Идите в Багдад, блядь. Всех положи, всех. Он даже того боится. Нет?
You're gonna have to explain this to me again. So the guy at the chemical plant, he's planning on selling his magic formula to another company and skipping town with his assistant, but he blows himself up before he can manage it. So why the dead body in the refrigerator?
Mapes, Captain. He was eliminating all competitors for the process. When it went bang, he burnt down the apartment to remove all connection between Hughes and the plant.
Mapes, right. I remember Vernon Mapes. The guy had good, honest cops hanging their heads in shame. Glad he's finally out of commission. I don't know if it'll do you any good, Phelps, but between the spruce goose and half the city exploding, might just have made the case of the decade.
Дело против Николаса основано в том, что знал или нет, что творится у него на заводе.
Good morning, Doctor.
And a good morning to you too, Elsa. You look radiant.
Thank you, Doctor.
We haven't been seeing much of you lately, Elsa. You've been missing appointments.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I've been feeling much better.
That's very good to hear. And what has brought about this improvement?
It's the new man in my life. He's convinced me to fight my addiction.
Ah, the policeman from the newspapers. How has he coped with his fall from grace?
He can finally see things from a human perspective, rather than the ivory tower he created for himself. It's making him stronger. It's making me stronger helping him.
You wouldn't make a bad analyst yourself, Elsa. Should we swap seats?
We're both finding we have a lot to live up to.
And what is that?
In my case, Lou. He went through hell along with me and still came out smiling. In Cole's case, his friend, Jack Kelso.
Kelso?
You've heard of him?
No, I just like the sound of his name.
Cole and Jack are working on a case together.
Is Jack a policeman too?
No, he works for the district attorney.
What?
He's a special investigator. I thought you didn't know him.
I have never met the gentleman in question.
He has been looking into Lou's case. Cole thinks it might be linked to some fires he's investigating. You look pale, Doctor.
It's cold in here, Elsa. I think I'll close the window. Why are you looking at me like that, Elsa?
You arranged for Lou to work at Elysian Fields, Doctor.
Your fears are unfounded. I meet many people in my line of work. There are many ways that people can be helped. Finding them work is just one of them.
I don't believe you, Doctor. I've seen you with Monroe at the club.
I'm sorry that you have come to that conclusion, Elsa.
Bam.
I've always so enjoyed our conversation. I can see your future, Elsa. And Cole, the policeman, and Jack, the investigator. It's an unfortunate, grisly end.
Oh.
I've come to help you, Doctor. To help you cross over. All your sins will be forgiven. Next slide.
Немка из рук в руки переходит.
It's got to be one of these places.
The arsonist's a bug sprayer. He must have worked at one of these joints.
Посвятить нее вверх. Дрить еще возьмем. Кровь хлещет.
Capitol Records presents Marcia Tilton.
Normal pets. Доктор мертв, Бенсона покончено, Монолюбов снимает по 5 срок. 5 срок. Перевод. Точнее, печатки. Вряд ли фонд долго противень достал столько парень, который сцапывались. Маньяк, сжигавший дома по приказу Фонтейна. Я знаю, что он какой, что он в этом за сектором, но больше о нем неизвестно.
Help you? Look about it.
How many guys you have working here, Pop?
Who's asking, son?
It could be official or unofficial. Depends on how you want to play it.
You should get to a hospital, son. That arm of yours appears to be letting in daylight.
Save the pity for the other guys. They're the ones who need it. I'm looking for a big cowboy who works pest control. Does he work here?
We don't have anyone like that here.
You sure? I'm not the type of guy you want coming back.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Быстрый поход против коррупции. Что обещает зачистка полиции города.
What have you got?
Looks like a drug overdose.
Get away from him, Phelps. This is my case. Shut your fucking mouth. Since when does a bagman work a case?
I knew this creep was in on the morphine heist. Victim of his own product.
Hey, detective! Can we back it off a notch? This is getting out of hand.
There's a time to talk and a time to shut up. Now is the time to be quiet, son.
Courtney Sheldon was a corpsman, Roy. He served his country. He went out with a medical kit and an Army 45 into places that made the Valley of Death look like a picnic. He was either naive enough or dumb enough to get involved in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, along with the mayor, the DA, Monroe, and a certain crooked cop. He was involved in the morphine heist, but he has a puncture wound in his jugular, which makes this a murder case. He was a better man than you'll ever know. You say one more word about him and I will blow your fucking head off!
You finally lost it, partner.
I have a pretty good idea why Shelton's dead. And I know about Monroe. Your vast, corrupt future is draining away as we speak.
I got better things to do than argue the rub with you.
Stay with him until the coroner gets here. Make sure technical services bags the evidence. If you let this creep anywhere near it, I'm looking for you.
Yes, sir. No, Phelps, you're not the worst asshole going around.
Thanks, Herschel.
Hits of the week.
Welcome to Nuclear. What
Sid.
can I do you for?
I work for the DA. I need to speak with an exterminator. Big guy with a cowboy accent.
We have only 3 people work here. Me and 2 Mexicans. They're both on the scrawny side.
Thanks for your help.
That's disgusting. Didn't you ever hear of germs?
Нормально быстро. Вестли Скинс. Циды, бля.
LAPD advises all parents.
LAPD.
I work for the DA. I'm looking for a big cowboy, does extermination. Anyone like that working here?
Well, I wouldn't want to get anyone into any trouble.
We could do this the hard way. An address?
Yeah, he lives in a bunkhouse on the remains of the old Rancho Rincon.
Thanks.
Cole, you made it.
What's this got to do with me, Rusty?
Dr. Fontaine, prominent shrink, dead in his patient's room. Spine snapped like a twig. The suspect is one of his mental patients.
I've met Fontaine.
His last patient was Elsa Lichtman, Cole. She's missing. Nurse said that she saw some big Boris Karloff type carry her out of here.
The best thing that you can do to help me, Rusty, is let me take a look around.
Sure thing, Cole. This way.
А чё теперь? За двоих сразу будут следовать.
Take your time. I'll give you and the doctor some privacy.
Monroe wasn't happy.
Он был недоволен, стали гибнуть люди. Внимание, не только он тратил контроль над ситуацией. А ладно, об этом уговор не было, то есть совокупность усиливается. Жду его наконец. Все умрут. Я умер. При поступлении на лечение пациент страдал военным неврозом, который проявлялся в болезненных произвольных воспоминаниях, ощущениях, манерах, пациент последующие симптомы. То есть зрение, головные боли, ощущения, помнит, где избегал подобные ощущения в состоянии бодрствования, переживал яркие кошмары во сне. Пациент испытывал трудности в различении реальности и воспоминаний. Раз привел к регрессии психическую время ранее. То есть пациент демонстрировал обычный страх сегодня. Нарциссия. Пушку сорвала, короче. Значит, это что-то я не первый раз это слышу. Нравственное очищение, результат потрясения или принесенного страдания.
So much for your foresight, Doctor. Good doctor has been marking this map. Edgewood Grove, McCarthy Vista, Crescent Heights, Rancho Escondido. Do those names mean anything to you, Herschel?
Yeah. How come?
New houses
Ой, дома все
all being
не
built
там,
on
где
half
должны.
the freeway.
Малыш. Что прогресс? Мера достаточно демонро.
That goddamn pet lunatic of yours is burning down our houses.
Keep your voice down, Leland. Control is of the essence.
Keep your voice down. You know how much these sons of bitches charge for lunch? Fuck them.
Leland, we will not solve our problems by announcing them to the general public. We only speed ourselves on our way to the gallows.
He's your imbecile, Harlan. Get him under control or get rid of him.
Speaking of which, I've had to dispose of our young medical student. What?
You certainly are a cold character, Harlan.
He has a friend called Kelso who knows all about the development on Normandy Avenue.
I know about Kelso.
And you thought it unimportant to inform me.
I thought I could take care of it.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Kelso works for Benson. Is he reliable?
No, he's totally unreliable. But he has so many pernicious habits, he's got nowhere to run.
Can you take care of Kelso?
Don't push me, Harlan. Get rid of the fruitcake. It's no longer necessary. I'll take care of Jeff Kelso.
Destroyed by a monster of your own creation, Dr. Fontaine. I've heard that story somewhere before.
Морфий.
Looks like Fontaine has finally dispensed his last treatment. No good to me. Fontaine was having houses burned from Monroe. Jack was wrong. It's not about insurance, it's about eminent domain.
What are you talking about? Cole?
The government reclaims the land in the path of the freeway and pays the improved value of the land with the new houses sitting on it.
What about the stiffs who paid their deposits?
Worst case, they get their money back. But the syndicate pockets millions on the improved value of the land.
So where does Jack's boss come into it?
He's the key. He carries the insurance. The insurance proves how much the houses are worth.
And they're worth nothing?
Firewood, all of them.
That's about as neat a scam as you can imagine. How are we gonna prove any of this, Cole? Doctor's dead. Monroe nearly bled to death. If they get Jack...
We need the firebug. The Okie cowboy. Get him, get Elsa. Get him, get all of them.
Накрымо всех зажигать этого. Бараки на раньше. Он есть поджигатель якобы.
Guess nobody's home. Most guys bring home a 45 or an M1. This is pretty extreme.
Перебор. Целый, блин, огнемет ранился. Армии. Мат. Немножко другой. Регулятор времени. Оригами. Ну, какой поверье, нужно миллион таких оригами.
Quite a flock you got here, kid. know those faces.
Знакомые эти лица.
Jesus Christ, I know every one of them.
Фелпс. Я ведь счастье после миллиона.
Strange obsession.
Журавлик. Черт. Бесполезная вещь. Спираль. Ну-ка. Первая планка. Ой.
I need to get back inside. The only way I can finish this thing is to put a name to that bastard.
Куда я вернуться? Ты не все спрятешь. Вроде все смотрю. Ну или колоссально.
The river tunnels. This guy's a tunnel rat. Oh my god, Ira.
Блудный сукин сын.
Bitch. Peterson, I'm going to need some help. I've got Monroe, Fontaine, and all the others. It's all tied up nicely. It goes all the way to the top. Meet me at the LA River Tunnel entrance just north of the First Street Bridge in half an hour. Don't ask questions. Just be there. This is DA's investigator Jack Kelso. I have an urgent radio message for Detective Cole Phelps.
Go
ahead, KGPL.
11K, see the man. A 207 just occurred on the spillway north of the First Street Bridge. DA's investigator Jack Kelso reports a kidnapping suspect outstanding in the LA River tunnel system with a hostage. 11K, handle
Roger
code 3.
that. The hell is Jack playing at? Like a suicide note. Half the LAPD will be down there hunting for us.
We need to get there first.
All units on all frequencies stand by. Car 86 Adam is in pursuit of suspect vehicle heading southwest on Sunset Boulevard. Suspect vehicle belonging to Jack Kelso, described as a Navy Chevrolet Fleetline. License number 4, William 0286. Car 86 Adam is in pursuit.
I picked up his car. I'll need help to make it to the river.
That's Kelso's car.
All units, Chief Oral reports that the suspect is armed and extremely dangerous. Repeat, extremely dangerous. Suspect vehicle to be disabled immediately. If necessary, use of deadly force is authorized.
Это случайно было.
Jesus Christ. How many cops do these guys own?
Новый подозреваемый. Понятно. Уже и про меня сдались. Вот. Весь город поднимем на уши.
Who's this guy? Peterson, assistant DA.
What's he doing?
He's here to cover our backs.
I'm going in there, Jack.
No one's trying to stop you. I found this at the ranch house. He's marked his routes. I'll go in here. Cole, you take the next entrance. Biggs, I need you to take the car and cover this spot here. I think that's his fail-safe exit. Cole, he's one of ours.
Right where you are!
Got it? Got it. Peterson, you want to be DA? We'll earn your salt.
So, Kelso is your boy, Peterson? You working with Phelps? A handy lad, that Kelso.
Yes, he is, Chief. You can't imagine what those two have uncovered. It could go all the way to the top. I hope you won't be implicated.
So, you're the new groom, Peterson?
Looks like it.
And you think he'll make it out of there alive?
I think he might. He's a difficult boy to get rid of.
All right, Peterson. I'm listening. What's your offer?
Достаю до туда. там жарит парень?
Christ. Just missed.
Ой, бля. Ты что тут в воде делаешь? Не тонут. Заткнись. Я тут арсенал, блять. Это что такое? Мне больше нравится. У меня отдача уже. Она полнобойная. Хорошо.
How long do you think you can hold out?
I won't, baby.
The water's rising.
Да, блять, рыб. Провалище. Если ты, конечно, и ходишь по насраный. Всех перевалю. Хером, блин. Бандитов вообще не останется в городе. Так, пойдем. Не сюда.
Are you okay, princess?
I felt better. He saved me from the doctor.
Hi, Tex. Do you remember me?
I'm not sure that I do. Have you come here to kill her?
Why would I do that, soldier?
Isn't that why you're all here?
I'm here to get her out.
But not me. You haven't come for me.
No, not you. It ends here.
You were with the 6th on Sugarloaf, weren't you?
I was?
And Naha?
Yes, I was.
You're Sergeant Jack Kelso, aren't you? Where's your uniform, Sarge?
At home in my locker,
Ну, выходишь в войне, конечно.
War's over, soldier.
I know that, Sarge. I'm fighting a different kind of war. I fight for God now.
We all fight for God, Ira.
In our own ways. Not everyone's.
Elsa, are you all right? Get away from her!
It's all right, Cole. He doesn't want to hurt her. Ira was with us on Okinawa.
What? You know this guy?
Don't you remember me, Lieutenant? I remember you.
No. Don't.
You ordered me to burn that cave, Lieutenant. That cave full of civilians.
Hmm.
A hospital.
What is he talking about?
It was war. For God's sake, I can't be held responsible for everything that happened.
I don't blame you, Lieutenant. You helped me to help other people.
Ira lost his mind on Okinawa, Princess.
Sheldon asked the doctor to help him get back.
The doctor helped me to find my path. And I helped him to a better life.
Elsa's going to leave now, Ira. She will be all right. You've helped her, too. Get her out of here. Biggs will help. His ex is nearby.
Jack, I need this guy to make the case.
Hasn't this poor bastard given you enough? Get out of here now!
For God's sake, Jack! What are you going to do?
Don't cry, Miss. Sergeant Kelso has come to help ease my way. I was proud to serve with you, Jack.
Get out of here, Cole!
What do we do, Lieutenant? Jesus, look at all the kids! Stop the goddamn screaming! I need to think!
And how do you expect to do that, you fucking maniac? They're burned to a crisp!
Finish them off. Do it humanely. We are leaving this place.
You do it, Phelps! Get your own fucking hands dirty! I'm out of morphine!
Put these people out of their pain. Now! That's an order!
Everyone out of here now. Double time! You two get Lieutenant Phelps to an aid station. Weapons team will be blowing this place in 2 minutes. Everything that happened in here stays in here. Do you hear me? I don't want to ever hear another word about it.
Killed that man!
He was doing him a favor, Elsa.
Cole, up here! I'll get this grader hurt! The water's rising!
Ой, смыло.
Get out of here! I'm not arguing. You're wounded, Jack. Let me help. What are you waiting for?
Jump, Cole!
Okay.
Jump for it!
Вдова пришла.
We're gathered here to honor Detective Cole Phelps. Cole Phelps was the best kind of man. Hear, hear. A war hero who led his men with true valor. And through his personal bravery achieved one of his country's highest honors. A cop wrongly accused who never lost his faith in the LAPD and the system.
Fine. You belittle his memory.
Elsa.
Get out of my way, Jack. You call yourself his friend.
A detective who fought to expose the evil corruption of the murderous Dr. Fontaine and the rapacious property tycoon Leyland Monroe.
Go to her. Will you, Herschel?
A reformer who
You were never his
recognized
friend,
the need to
Jack.
remove the odd bad apple from a department
right.
made up of good men.
Herschel?
A man who never gave up.
Yeah, Jack.
Who continued
never
to
his
fight
enemy.
the good fight.
I think you knew that, Jack.
The fight that cost him his own life. A good husband. A good father. And may I say, a good friend.
Завжди работа дилерский не положил. The Units. Или это пролог, что Rockstar Games все еще представляет.
Some folk would die for the sake of another, lay down their life for their sisters and brothers. For me, sacrifice is something quite other, 'cause I love to kill the things I love. The look in your eyes will turn to surprise as you feel the pain and you realize the one hurting you is somebody who once said, I love you. Someday we'll pay back all we've borrowed. What we love today, we'll
Ну, игра, конечно, стоящая. Тут никак
need to wait for my
дать не взять.
sorrow, 'cause I always kill the things I love.
Прям сильно заморочились над мимикой лица. Здесь прям вообще даже, наверное, сейчас в нынешние игры такого не встретишь.
The things I love. The things I love. The things I love.
Ну, конечно, для тех, кто любит такие детективы, типа, разбираться в них, расследовать, наверное, таким любителям точно зайдет. раз стоит своего внимания. Не знаю, почему каким-то образом она мимо меня прошла. Когда она вышла? В 2012 году. Даже. Вроде плюс-минус там, короче. Скип, конечно,
But while loving you's the charge I'll never be. 'Cause baby, you know I'm guilty. Baby, you know I'm guilty. So lock me up and throw away the key. I don't need no bail if you're the jail. Just give me life and grant me no reprieve. 'Cause baby, you know this case is closed. And don't suppose I'll make a plea. 'Cause baby, you know I'm guilty. Well, I need something to soothe this pain, to cool the lava you pump through my veins. 'Cause I'm burning up for you. And I need something to quench this fire before it becomes a funeral pyre. Yeah, I'm burning with yearning so much for you. You struck the sparks, you fanned the flames in me. And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't
То есть каждого персонажа отдельный человек озвучивал.
do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this
Движение плохо исполнить становится профи работы.
when I'm burning.
Лерли.
I'm burning
Палца.
up for you.
Девушки, короче.
Your love's a drug I have to drop. It hurts
Прям реальные эфиры были еще записаны.
but
И
just can't
включены в игру.
I can't stop burning. I'm yearning so much for you. You struck the sparks, you fire the flames in me. now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me this way, singing this torch song. Don't leave me burning. I'm burning out for you.
How about this for a headline? Guess which former 6th Marine hero has been promoted in the LAPD?
No idea.
Well, could be anybody. You give up?
Tell us or hand over the fucking paper.
The Shadow, boys. Our very own Silver Star winning son of a bitch.
Phelps? He didn't die, Jack. He did just fine, and that's all we're going to say about it, right?
The one and only. Look at this picture. Golden boy getting his badge, wife and kids in tow, and looking awful humble in the process.
Well, he's set.
Phony bastard.
I wonder if they've been holding my job for me after all this time.
What job was that?
Mechanic.
Ain't you seen all the war bond movies, Sarge? All the best mechanics is women. You're gonna have to work as a gigolo from here on in.
I was a bus driver in Santa Cruz. You know, no pictures in the papers or medals for me, though.
I can't believe I just went through Petaloo and Okinawa just to go back to being a washing machine mechanic.
How is it that jerks like Phelps get it all?
It doesn't have to be that way, guys.
What are you talking about? It's always gonna be that way.
Do you have any idea what you guys are sitting on?
Yeah, a ship full of Army surplus.
You're sitting on surplus morphine. 2 tons of it. Can you imagine what that's worth on the streets? Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You're shitting me.
I'm not.
You're talking about stealing it?
Keep your voice down. Do you want to have us all thrown in the brig?
God damn it, Sheldon. You want to go into the dope business?
No. I want to be in the peace dividend business.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means I want the guys who fought for a better future to get some share of it. You interested, Jack?
Come on, Top. We could all get out from under.
Oh, it's the chance of our lives.
It's everyone or no one, boys.
I'm not having a bar of it, Courtney. You may be the bravest person I have ever met, but I swear to God, trouble follows you around like a pet fucking dog. I thought you wanted to try for medical school.
So what do you want, Jack? What's the future got in store for you?
You guys were all heroes in the war. Every single one of you. Even if your next door neighbor or your wife never know it and don't give a rat's ass. Fuck Phelps and medals and citations and parades. Fuck the public who are bored with returning GIs. I have nothing but respect for what you guys and the rest of the 6th have done. You go through with this, and you'll be nothing to me.
Итоги из-за морфина-то все подох. А если продолжить, что будет? Типа free-to-play. Сначала. Что, продолжать нельзя, что ли, всякие там квесты? Окей. Это мы фигем.